Hi, everybody. This is Vinny, and welcome to Complain Time. This is the show where we take a moment while the boss is out of the office to talk about some things that really, just quite frankly, annoy us to death. Because you know what they say, when the cat's away, the mice will play. Or in this case, complain about stuff that just drives us all crazy. But before I get into that, I want to remind everybody, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified so you can check out more episodes of Complain Time and never miss a second of any HVMA content. Now, the topic I want to get into this week, something that really gets on my nerves, and as you can tell, here's how mad I am. I'm flubbing my words right now. It's traffic. We all hate it. We all can't stand it. And obviously, here in the ATL, it is a nightmare. Now, obviously, if you live in New York or Los Angeles, you're kind of rolling your eyes right now. Because I know here in the ATL, we ain't got nothing on y'all. But down here in the ATL, it is still a nightmare. First of all, you got people who can't drive. It's like in order to get a driver's license here, all you need is a body temperature somewhere roughly in the 90s. And basically, you got people who can't drive to save their lives. Not only that, but when people get in car accidents, everybody's so nosy in Atlanta, can't mind their own damn business. They all got to stop and look at the wreckage and hold up this line behind them. It's like, no, I don't care if you got to go to work. I want to see a flaming car. And it's just ridiculous and annoying, especially if, God forbid, a squirrel runs into the street. Everybody loses their minds, swerving out of the way. And I'm like, it's just a damn squirrel. We got to get to work. Just go, damn it. It just drives everyone crazy. Then, of course, we have the roundabouts. I'm sure you're all familiar with those, where nobody yields. Everybody just freaking goes around the thing, and you're wondering if, God forbid, somebody's going to hurt me. Somebody's going to hit me. Just bad things are bound to happen. And then, just when you think it can't get any crazier, you got people who just straight up completely have no disregard for traffic lights whatsoever. In fact, here's how bad the traffic is. You don't have to take my word for it. I'll read you a statistic right here. We got from David Wickert of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. And he states, according to his report, Metro Atlanta drivers waste an average of 70 hours in traffic congestion during rush hour traffic. They spend 10% of their driving time in congestion traffic. And the traffic is expected to get worse as the region adds more than 2 million people over the next 20 years. And last month, the American Transportation Research Institute found Atlanta has some of the nation's worst truck bottlenecks, places where tractor trailers get bogged down in traffic, including the very worst, Spaghetti Junction. I got another story about that for another episode. And in December, a U.S. Census Bureau report also found Atlanta has some of the nation's worst traffic. And according to Steve Byrne, he doesn't need studies to understand how bad the traffic has gotten because last summer, he moved his law practice from Midtown to Dunwoody, 5 minutes from his house, to reclaim the 60 to 90 minutes he spent commuting each day. I had enough, he said. I told people I surrender. Traffic wins. And Byrne isn't alone. Hundreds of thousands of commuters can measure their misery by the hours they waste in traffic. But the INRIX report shows the cost can be measured in dollars and cents. Last year, traffic congestion cost U.S. drivers nearly $305 billion in wasted time and fuel. Higher costs for goods pass along to consumers and other expenses. That's an average of $1,445 per driver. The region's long-term transportation plan calls for 21 new or rebuilt freeway interchanges and 308 miles of new lanes on key arterial roads by 2023. Metro Atlanta is expected to add another 2.4 million people by the year 2040. Like they said, 20 years from now, we're going to have this many people. And obviously, that's a problem. We got so many people coming over here. And on the one hand, it's a good thing because, we're attracting plenty of jobs and job seekers, especially with Atlanta becoming pretty much the new Hollywood. It's like the Hollywood of the South. All the famous actors come over here to get the tax breaks and everything. And obviously, Atlanta is becoming one of the biggest hot spots in the world. So from an economic standpoint, I could see the good in that, creates more money for the city, allows us to do more things, like hopefully fix some of these potholes we got around here. I would like to get a jump on that. I appreciate it. My tires would thank you. So I can see the good in it. But at the same time, it is becoming a nuisance. And eventually it's going to come a point where there's going to be too many people in this city. Like at some point, we're going to have to put a cap on the amount of people who can live here at some point. We may have to get we do jokes about, people talk about building a wall at the southern border. At some point, we may need to build a wall in Georgia just to be like, hey, and it's not just to keep, just so we can get some people out. You know what I'm saying? It's getting insane to where we're not going to have enough space for people. It's going to be crazy. So obviously the traffic's out of control, and like I said, hopefully there's some control that's going to happen with it. They're saying they're going to open up the highways and stuff, but here's the thing. You can open up all the highways you want. You can add all the extra roads that you want. But if more and more people are flooding in, those roads aren't going to mean anything because it's still going to be packed. So, usually at the end of these, I try to offer some type of constructive solution to a problem, but to be honest, I don't have a constructive solution to this problem. All I can do is hope and pray for the best. And anyway, I can see the boss is making his way up the stairs, so this will conclude Complain Time for today. This is Vinny. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button one more time. Subscribe to the HVMA YouTube channel. Make sure you never miss an episode of Complain Time, as well as additional HVMA content. And also, in the description box, if you want to read more about David Wickert's traffic article in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, you can check it out there. I gave you some highlights from it, but there's a lot of information I didn't get into that he talks about in there, so you definitely want to check that out from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. And I'll see you guys next time. Check back soon for a new episode. And until then, stay social.